What's going on, everyone? So, reports have came out that the Cleveland Cavaliers are very hesitant to make any type of trades, any type of moves, because they don't want to hurt the chemistry of the Cavs. They don't want to hurt the chemistry of this team, and I don't blame them at all. I mean, this is a team that, they're running away with the league. Them and the Oklahoma City Thunder. OKC just actually blew out the Cleveland Cavaliers yesterday, but that was a revenge game for what the Cavs did to the Thunder the previous game. Those are the two top teams in the league, right? So you figure that there's going to be a little bit of a back and forth force in that regard. But if I'm the Cavs, I actually agree with this decision, right? Right now they're sitting at 34-6 on the season. You can always be better, right? The Cavs are, again, arguably the best team in the entire NBA. Are they going to win the championship this year? It is still one of those things. I'll believe it when I see it. I still think Boston deserves the benefit of the doubt. I still think that there are several teams in the West, the OKC Thunder being one of those teams that could potentially beat the Cavs. I do, however, think that they have a very good chance. Right? I don't think anyone would be surprised if Cleveland won the championship. They're a very good basketball team. They have very good talent. But even though you can always get better, doesn't always necessarily mean that you should. Right? Seen a lot of teams that are very good, just need to stay the course, stay the path, and they decide, oh, hey, let's do this. And then Atlanta was on the right path just in the conference finals. Just stay the course. You got a good young team, got some great vets, kind of like did what Houston's done, right? And look at Houston. Look how Houston's done. And then we're like, okay, we need to go get that star. Let's go get DeJounte Murray. And it's like, what? Like, that was like the last thing they needed, right? Like, literally the last thing they needed. No, my Lakers, another team, right? Like, they win a championship. The following year, if it wasn't for injuries, might have went back to back. But then that falls apart. Anthony Davis gets hurt. LeBron was on one leg. You just see kind of the mess that became, and then they decided to go and make a trade for Russell Westbrook. And it's like, if you just stood the course, you might have won another championship. You've seen it several times with various teams. Sacramento to a lesser degree, right? They were a team that felt like they were in the right direction. Looked like they were potentially in the hunt to be a contender at some point. And they go and make the wrong decision, go and trade for DeMar DeRozan. Now they're stuck, and it's a disaster. It's a mess. So I look at these teams like a Houston, like a OKC, like a Cleveland Cavaliers, and to me, it's very clear. Like, you need to just stay the course, right? If the right move, right? Like, if the Cavs were going to make any move, I think it should be something like an upgrade at the 3, where maybe you're bringing in like a Cam Johnson. Right, I think like a Cam Johnson would be perfect. I think it would fit. I don't think it would disrupt chemistry. I don't think it would do anything. Right, because he's one of the better plug-and-play guys in the entire league. Right, he's a guy that you could put on any team in this league, and he'll make them better. Right, to varying degrees, but he'll make them better. And he can play a role, he can play a part, and he can have an impact. Right, doesn't need the ball in his hands. Right, he's a guy that excellent catch and shoot, play some defense, play multiple positions, slot him in other areas. Like, if they could do something like that, then yes, I think like maybe you make that move. But outside of that, stay the course. Right, even if you don't win this year, right? I know a lot of Cavs fans might be like, oh, well, they should have done this or they should have done that. That's why you don't stand pat. No, you got to stay pat, and wait and see. Because if you win the championship, then great, right? All works, all is right. If you don't win the championship this year, then you can kind of use this time and the postseason to evaluate and see, what does this team really need? Why did we lose? Was it just like, the luck of the dice, so to speak? Right? Like, what was it? That year Toronto won, right? When Kawhi made that crazy, insane shot with against the Philadelphia 76ers. Right, or Kevin Durant with his foot on the line, right? It's like the the Nets might have a championship right now if it wasn't for that, right? Like, there are circumstances, if it's something like that where it's like, like that just stuff, then yeah, sure, you stay the course. But if it's something where like you go and you play Boston and you just get dominated by Boston, or you lose in a tough 7, it's like, man, we really need another like perimeter guy. We need to upgrade the 3. They were torching us in this area. Then you go make those moves. You go make those adjustments in the offseason, right? But right now, I do think the Cavs are right by not wanting to run the risk of jeopardizing chemistry. And it's like, what do they really need? So they have the center, you have the power forward spot locked up, right? And then you have Donovan Mitchell, who can play the point or the 2, right? Darius Garland, I think, if things go south, is probably the most likely to be traded, because he'd probably net you the biggest return. On top of netting you the biggest return, you can make an argument there's a redundancy there at times, even with as well as the Cavs have been playing. Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland have done a better job this year playing together. However, I do think that there is still a redundancy. I think, if you can get kind of like another kind of piece, like a 3-and-D style guy, or if you get the right piece or something, then maybe that can make some sense. Because Donovan Mitchell, usually you want the ball in his hands more often than not. So, like, if you could turn, kind of just let Donovan Mitchell basically be your point guard, and then just go get, like, a 3-and-D 2 or something, or, a 2 that could put the ball on the deck or something, right? Like, we'll see what's available in the offseason. But outside of that, the 3 spot, I think you could argue, is probably, the kind of like the biggest need, right? Like, if you could upgrade that area, I think that would help. But beyond that, right, like, you're fine. You got good depth. You got good bench. You got, you got your top 5, and it's one of the better 5s in the league. You can go small, with Mobley at the 5. You can go big with, like the way you are currently. You got multiple looks, multiple throws at various teams, and I don't want to see the Cavs butcher and do what so many teams have done in the past, which is just try to expedite this thing. And it's just like, stay the course. Just follow. You have the blueprint. It's right there. Just follow the map, right? Just stay on the path that the map tells you to go on. Don't start going and doing your own thing here, because you're going to get lost. And more often than not, they get lost, and teams never get back from that. So instead of them being one of those teams that end up getting lost, I'd rather them just stay on the path, stay the course, and figure it out from there. But let me know your thoughts and opinions, however you feel. As always, this is a discussion, so I pass a question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you agree? Do you think, like, yes, they have to stay the path, they have to stay the course, don't get too carried away, don't do anything crazy, don't do anything silly? Do you think, like, no, like, you got to make a move, you got to make a push, you got to do something, right? Like, basically to solidify that you win the championship. But you also got to keep in mind, nothing's guaranteed. They could go get everything that they need. They could get Cam Johnson and, a Jonas Valanciunas as a backup center, and go make 2, 3, 4 moves, and and still not win a championship, right? Championships are very hard to win, so just something to keep in mind. But anyway, again, how you feel, whatever your thoughts are, love to hear it. Let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot, so we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.